Have you felt it too? That strange sensation, like something isn't quite right. It's as if the ground beneath your feet is shifting, and even though you can't explain it, you know deep down that something has changed. Time doesn't feel the same. The rhythm of life seems different. The world around you feels like it's either waking up or falling deeper into some kind of trance, with people being pulled in opposite directions by something invisible. The Pleiadians have been watching. They've reached out before, softly, gently, sharing messages about energy waves, changes in consciousness, and cosmic realignments. But now, their tone has shifted. This time, their message comes with a deep urgency, unlike anything they've ever communicated before. Something is happening to Earth that even they didn't expect. Something so profound, so out of the ordinary, that it's caught even them by surprise. A doorway has opened. One that wasn't supposed to appear, at least not yet. It feels as if the universe itself is rewriting the rules of reality, presenting humanity with a choice that was never meant to come this early. And while this may sound like a gift, it also comes with enormous consequences. The path ahead isn't set in stone, and the direction we choose now will ripple out in ways we can't yet imagine. Some people are sensing this as an awakening, a rare moment filled with endless possibilities. Others are clinging to what was, holding tight to a version of the world that is already beginning to fade. But whatever you feel, it's clear. Something powerful is unfolding. The familiar structure of life is no longer the same, and deep within, you've probably felt that truth. The disruptions, the inner knowing, the unease. They've all been signs pointing towards something much bigger. So what exactly is going on? What are the Pleiadians trying to prepare us for? And why is this happening now? According to them, what we're experiencing isn't just another wave of change. It's a sudden, unprecedented cosmic intervention. For centuries, those attuned to the unseen have heard whispers from the Pleiadians. They've been quiet guides, offering wisdom during pivotal moments, always ensuring that humanity's evolution followed the natural rhythm of universal law. But something is different this time. Their latest communication carries a sense of urgency, unlike anything before. They say that a tear has been made in the fabric of our reality, one that disrupted the balance that once allowed us to move forward steadily. Our collective timeline has been altered. It's no longer unfolding the way it was designed to. A universal law has been broken, and this wasn't an accident. Some unknown force has deliberately pushed things forward, speeding up the shift in consciousness and throwing the entire planet into a heightened, unstable state of change. In the past, when humanity went through transformations, there was always time to adjust, to feel the shifts in energy, to understand and integrate the changes. Things would unfold slowly, naturally, with enough space to make choices from a place of awareness. But that gift of time has been taken away. What should have taken years is happening in mere moments. The transition isn't gentle anymore. It's sudden, immediate, and deeply disorienting. The Pleiadians are clear. This isn't how things were meant to unfold. The distortion in our timeline is forcing every living being on Earth to make choices they might not be ready for. And whether people are consciously aware of it or not, that choice is already upon them. Many have felt the pressure building, the strange, energetic sensations, the restlessness, the sense that reality isn't as stable as it once was. Even if they can't put it into words, people are feeling it in their hearts, their minds, their bodies. There's a growing recognition that something huge is underway, and it's touching every single person in deeply personal ways. What makes this moment so extraordinary is that we're not just going through another spiritual upgrade. This is something much more intense, a forced split in our reality. It's not part of the natural ascension path that many have talked about before. This is a divergence, an abrupt division between two very different timelines, and it's happening now. The Pleiadians describe this moment as a crossroads. Two Earths are beginning to form, two distinct versions of reality. One is aligned with higher vibrational energy, filled with growth, healing, and expanded awareness. The other is being shaped by forces that do not have humanity's best interests at heart. Those who are open and receptive to the energy will feel themselves drawn toward the path of light and truth. Those who remain unaware may be swept into a version of reality that is increasingly influenced by control, fear, and artificial manipulation. This is not a moment to brush off or postpone. It is not something that can be delayed until it feels convenient. The shift is already happening, and it's affecting everything: how we think, how we feel, how we interact with each other and the world around us. The Pleiadians emphasize that this is not just something we can observe from afar. This is not a cosmic event occurring out in space. It's happening inside of us, in the very core of human consciousness. That's why so many people feel like life is moving too fast. Events are spiraling. Emotions are heightened. There's a sense of urgency that doesn't quite make sense to the logical mind. But this isn't about logic. It's about energy. It's about the inner knowing that something fundamental has shifted. And those who aren't aware of what's going on may start to feel like they're losing control over their own lives. Time, as we once understood it, isn't functioning the same way anymore. The usual markers that helped us feel anchored and grounded are dissolving. And for those who remain unaware, this may feel like chaos, like everything they knew is collapsing without warning or reason. But for those who are tuning in, who are feeling the energy and choosing to stay present with it, this can be a moment of incredible clarity, a moment to rise into a new level of awareness and empowerment. What the Pleiadians want us to know is that the intervention has already begun. It's not something that's coming in the future. It's here now. And while the changes may feel overwhelming, this moment also holds immense potential. Yes, the split is happening. Yes, the choice is pressing. But within this disruption lies the opportunity to awaken in ways we never imagined possible. Humanity is standing at the edge of something extraordinary. And even though the path forward may not be easy, those who are willing to trust their inner knowing, to stay grounded in love, and to remain open to higher guidance will find their way through this transformation. Because despite how it may seem, this isn't the end of the world. It's the beginning of a new one. The real question we should be asking now is, who will recognize what's happening before it's too late? Time itself seems to be unraveling, and not in a way that can be easily explained. Something is going on beneath the surface of our daily lives, something that points to a deep fracture in the timeline we've known. More and more people are beginning to sense it. Days no longer flow the way they used to. Time feels distorted, bending, skipping, stretching, and in some cases, standing still altogether. This isn't just about feeling overwhelmed or forgetting what day it is. What people are describing is far more disorienting than simply being busy or distracted. They're experiencing time in completely unnatural ways. Some moments flash by in a blur, vanishing as if they never existed, while others stretch on endlessly, like being stuck in a moment you can't move past. It's as if reality itself is misfiring, skipping frames like a broken film reel, leaving people with the unsettling feeling that something important has been lost or overwritten. There are also those who describe the opposite. Certain events drag on far longer than they should, as if time is slowing to a crawl. And yet, everything around them appears normal. It's as though they're caught between moments, unable to move forward, watching life unfold through a veil of disconnection. But it's not just the passage of time that's changing. Memory, too, is becoming unreliable. People are noticing small but undeniable shifts, remembering conversations that others insist never happened, finding objects in places they're sure they didn't leave them, waking up to rooms that feel slightly off, to colors that seem duller or brighter, or a familiar place that carries a strange sense of being almost, but not quite, right. These experiences aren't just slips of the mind or minor confusions. They're starting to feel like signs that the structure of reality itself is shifting. Déjà vu is happening more frequently now, sometimes repeating several times a day. It's no longer a fleeting sensation, but a recurring awareness that you've already lived through a moment, exactly like this, as though something unseen is resetting reality again and again. And then there's the most disturbing experience of all: missing time. People are going about their daily routines only to realize that entire hours have vanished. One moment they're driving, the next they're miles down the road with no memory of the journey. Some glance at a clock, then look again what feels like minutes later, only to discover that hours have passed. Others find themselves stuck in tasks that should take minutes, but feel like they've dragged on forever, leaving them drained and confused. It's as if our awareness is slipping in and out of different layers of reality, without warning, without control. These disturbances are growing more intense. More people are waking up with the sense that something is fundamentally different. This isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's a deep, intuitive knowing that the world no longer feels the same. Even those who've never been interested in spiritual concepts or energetic shifts are beginning to feel that something beyond explanation is happening. They start questioning their memories, their perceptions, even their sanity. Some try to brush it off, offering rational explanations. But somewhere deep within, a quiet voice whispers that something isn't right. According to the Pleiadians, these distortions are not random accidents. They are signs, markers, that the collective timeline is fracturing. Reality isn't collapsing, but rather splitting. Multiple paths are opening at once. These strange disruptions in time aren't just glitches. They are part of something much larger unfolding across dimensions. Humanity isn't imagining this. What's happening is very real. And it's happening right now. One of the core factors behind these shifts is the Earth's energy grid, a vast, invisible network that holds the planet in balance. This grid connects sacred sites, ley lines, and energetic vortexes, allowing natural frequencies to move freely across the Earth. For centuries, it has acted as a stabilizer, supporting the rhythm of life. But now, something has disrupted it. All over the world, reports are surfacing of strange energetic activity at sacred locations, places like pyramids, ancient temples, and megalithic structures. These places have long served as conduits for cosmic energy. Now, people who visit them are experiencing powerful sensations, overwhelming vibrations, unpredictable surges of force, and the unmistakable feeling that something or someone is tampering with these powerful energetic nodes. At the center of this disruption is the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural heartbeat. For years, this frequency remained within a steady range, gently fluctuating like a cosmic metronome. But recent recordings show dramatic changes. The frequency is spiking, plunging, and behaving in ways that defy scientific understanding. This is not just a technical anomaly. It's deeply affecting people on a spiritual and emotional level. Many are feeling waves of dizziness, sudden mood swings, exhaustion, and a persistent sense of being off balance, as though the ground beneath their feet has shifted in ways they can't quite define. It's as if the energetic blueprint that humanity has always relied upon is being rewritten. And everyone, whether consciously aware of it or not, is being forced to adapt to a completely unfamiliar frequency. Even stranger, electromagnetic anomalies are showing up in remote, untouched places, areas far from power lines, cities, or any obvious technology. These fields are interfering with navigation tools, disrupting electronics, and even creating strange distortions in the atmosphere. In some cases, these places have become hotspots where people report experiencing time loops, sudden shifts in mood, or the eerie sensation of being watched by something unseen. A few individuals have described even more extreme encounters, catching glimpses of other dimensions, hearing voices from beyond, or feeling themselves momentarily step outside of linear time. All of this suggests that the Earth's energetic field is being altered in profound and unprecedented ways. And then there's water, one of the planet's greatest conductors of energy. It too is beginning to feel different. Oceans, rivers, lakes, even the water that comes from your faucet. It all seems to carry a new frequency. Those who are sensitive can feel it. Some say water no longer feels as soothing or refreshing. Others describe it as carrying a strange electric charge, a heavier texture. Being near large bodies of water now seems to amplify dreams, visions, and spiritual insight. Water, once in perfect alignment with the Earth's vibrational signature, now feels like it's resonating with a new energy, one that doesn't quite belong to the natural cycles we've always known. Those who are attuned can sense the magnitude of what's happening. They may not have all the answers, but they feel the shifts deep in their bones. They know that something is changing, something real, powerful, and undeniable. Reality is no longer fixed. Time is no longer linear. And the energy of the earth itself is evolving into something entirely new. We are living through a transformation of consciousness, a rewriting of reality as we've known it. And while some will continue to dismiss these changes, others will recognize them for what they are, signs that we are moving into a new dimension of being, guided by unseen forces and ancient wisdoms toward a future that is still unfolding before us, moment by moment. The question is not whether this is happening. The question is, who is awake enough to notice it and ready enough to walk through the shift? Something foreign has entered our reality, and it's beginning to touch the very essence of water itself, altering its core nature in a way that disconnects it from the consciousness of humanity. According to the Pleiadians, this shift is not part of Earth's natural evolution. It isn't simply due to astrological cycles or natural planetary changes. Rather, it's the result of an external force actively interfering with Earth's energetic rhythm, trying to impose something unnatural upon it. This interference is being carried out through the energy grid that crisscrosses the Earth. It's affecting sacred sites, disrupting natural frequency patterns, and introducing foreign energetic imprints into the planet's energetic fabric. What this force ultimately wants, whether it's control, redirection, or a complete reshaping of human consciousness, remains unclear. But one thing is undeniable: the Earth itself is reacting. Its pulse feels different, its rhythm unfamiliar, and for those who are deeply attuned to the planet, the shift is palpable. Something has changed. At the same time, something extraordinary is happening within humanity. There is a sudden surge, an awakening of abilities that have long remained dormant. It's as if something deep inside the human spirit has been switched on, triggering a wave of unexplained phenomena. More and more people are finding themselves experiencing bursts of psychic insight, visions, sensations, and connections that defy the boundaries of logic and science. Dreams now seem to carry messages from the future. Many are waking up with vivid memories of events that have yet to happen, only to see them unfold exactly as dreamed. Others are discovering they can connect telepathically with those around them, understanding thoughts and emotions without speaking a word. It feels like invisible doors are opening inside the mind, doors we were never supposed to open so soon, at least not under these circumstances. Those who welcome these changes are discovering new ways to interact with the world, while those who resist them feel as though they're losing their grip on reality, unable to understand or control what's happening to them. But these shifts aren't confined to the mind. They're beginning to impact the physical world too. Some people are unknowingly disrupting electronics and digital devices just by being near them. Phones glitch, clocks reset, and lights flicker or pulse in their presence. Even more unusual is that emotional energy seems to be tied to these disturbances. Intense emotions like frustration or excitement can cause machines to shut down or behave strangely. It's as though the boundary between thought and matter is dissolving, revealing a long-hidden truth: that consciousness has always had the power to influence the material world. Only now is it becoming unmistakably visible. Whether these strange effects are just temporary symptoms of a shifting timeline or the beginning of something much bigger is still uncertain. Yet for some, the transformation isn't just mental or energetic. It's physical. Spontaneous healing is beginning to occur. Minor injuries vanish faster than before. Even chronic illnesses are starting to ease up, seemingly without any medical explanation. Whispers are circulating of people manifesting their desires into reality faster than ever. It's becoming clear that our thoughts and intentions are shaping the world around us almost instantly. Whatever someone deeply focuses on, whether it's a hope, a wish, or even a fear, has a strange way of becoming real. the line between thought and reality is growing thinner by the day. For those who understand what's happening, this realization brings power and clarity. They learn to direct their focus, to be deliberate with their energy. But for those unaware or unprepared, life begins to spiral into confusion. They attract chaos without realizing they are the source of it. Animals and children, those still untouched by the heavy conditioning of our old world, are reacting instinctively to this energetic transformation. Pets stare into empty spaces, refuse to enter rooms, or become restless for no clear reason, as though sensing a presence or vibration beyond our understanding. Birds and other wild creatures are behaving in ways that seem out of sync with nature, while young children begin to speak of strange experiences, draw unfamiliar symbols, or talk about things they couldn't possibly know. These young souls are responding to the shift at a primal level, deeply in tune with energies most adults have been trained to ignore. The very air feels alive with a new frequency, charged with something invisible yet undeniably real. It buzzes with possibility, with tension, with change. The Pleiadians insist that these signs point to a profound shift. The human mind is beginning to break free from its limitations. The old structures that once restricted human consciousness are crumbling, allowing access to abilities and perceptions we didn't even know we had. Still, not everyone will adapt to this radical transformation. Some will rise with it, awaken to their full potential, and learn to master the new reality unfolding around them. Others will struggle to keep pace, resisting what they can't comprehend. This divide is already becoming apparent. Those who are aware of the change are stepping into a new kind of reality, a version of the world that wasn't meant to emerge so soon, and yet is here now. Even the sky is speaking. There are signs above us, distortions and disruptions that suggest this shift isn't just personal, but cosmic. The celestial bodies are no longer behaving as expected. Some stars appear dimmer or slightly out of place. Others seem to move in ways that defy all astronomical predictions. Stargazers are noticing constellations subtly changing their patterns overnight. It's as if an unseen force is gently pulling at the fabric of space itself, bending it just enough for those who are watching closely to see. These aren't hallucinations or tricks of the mind. They are evidence that something is tampering with the timeline, that reality itself is being modified. The Pleiadians caution that this isn't random. What we're seeing is the deliberate work of an artificial influence rewriting the cosmic script. The natural order of the stars and planets is being disrupted, and this is only the beginning. Our sun, the heart of our solar system, has become unpredictable. Solar flares have intensified and are arriving more frequently, sending massive waves of energy toward Earth. These flares not only disrupt satellites and communications, but they seem to impact our consciousness as well. Scientists can observe the solar activity, but many struggle to explain why these changes are happening so rapidly, or what deeper effects they might be having on us all. Something immense is unfolding, something far beyond what we've been taught to expect. The Earth is shifting, the sky is shifting, and deep within ourselves, something ancient and powerful is waking up. We are crossing a threshold, moving into a time where what was once dismissed as fantasy or impossibility is becoming part of our daily experience. According to the Pleiadians, what we're witnessing right now with the intense solar flares is far from random. These bursts of solar activity aren't just natural events. They're responses to something deeper, something hidden beneath the surface. A mysterious force is disrupting the energetic equilibrium of our entire solar system, shaking the foundation of cosmic balance. At the same time, geomagnetic storms are growing in both frequency and intensity, creating stunning auroras in regions that have never seen such lights before. These storms, which once followed a predictable rhythm, are now acting unpredictably. Another sign that something unusual is interfering with Earth's magnetic field. It feels as though the natural harmonies of the universe are being distorted, and the effects are rippling outward, touching every layer of our existence. Even the moon isn't behaving as it should. People are beginning to notice it appearing in unfamiliar parts of the sky, almost as if it strayed from its regular path. Some are witnessing changes in its phases too, waxing when it should be waning, or shining brighter or dimmer than expected. While these oddities might easily be dismissed as optical illusions or misperceptions, the sheer number of people noticing the same anomalies suggests otherwise. It's becoming harder to deny that something truly strange is unfolding. The Pleiadians suggest that what we're seeing is not just celestial chaos. It's a sign that reality itself is being altered. The moon's strange behavior could be directly tied to a shift in the timeline, a shift so profound that the ancient paths of celestial bodies are being rewritten. If the moon, which has faithfully circled Earth for countless ages, is no longer following its natural course, then it stands to reason that Earth too is no longer anchored in the same version of reality it once knew. But the signs go beyond just natural phenomena. Something even more mysterious is making itself known. Reports of unidentified flying objects are increasing, yet these are not your typical sightings of strange lights darting across the sky. These crafts seem to flicker in and out of visibility, as if slipping between different dimensions. Witnesses describe them as appearing for just a second before vanishing again. And in some cases, people report an uncanny sense of being watched, without ever seeing anything with their eyes. The Pleiadians explain that these are not visitors in the usual sense. These entities are operating outside of linear time, monitoring the shift that is unfolding. Their presence isn't a coincidence. It's a response to something extraordinary taking place. Everything that's happening, solar flares, geomagnetic disturbances, strange sightings, the moon's erratic behavior, it's all connected. The Pleiadians make it clear that this isn't just a collection of odd events. Together they form a pattern, one that reveals a larger truth. Earth's timeline is unraveling. What we're seeing in the skies is a mirror of a much deeper disruption occurring on an energetic level. The universe is sounding an alarm, placing signs right in front of us, but not everyone can see them. Only those who are truly awake, who are paying attention and feeling with their hearts, can sense the deeper message being delivered. We are witnessing the splitting of timelines. Two parallel realities are emerging, and most people are still unaware that it's even happening. In the same moment, two people can experience entirely different realities. One may feel a surge of joy, clarity, and growth, while the other is lost in chaos and confusion. It's not about where they are or what they're doing. It's about the frequency they're aligned with. This shift is vibrational, not physical. It's not something that can be seen with the eyes, but it can be felt deeply. The Pleiadians stress that this isn't just a small shift. It's a major divergence. Those who are aligning with higher frequencies are noticing it already. Their lives are becoming filled with synchronicity. Their awareness is expanding, and they feel a sense of flow, even amidst the external uncertainty. But those who are holding on tightly to the old way of life, the familiar patterns, the outdated fears, are finding themselves caught in loops. These aren't just bad days or setbacks. They're repetitive cycles that seem impossible to escape. Arguments repeat with no resolution. Financial or emotional struggles keep resurfacing. It feels as if no matter what steps are taken to change, the same outcomes return again and again. This isn't by accident. These loops are signs of being stuck in a lower vibrational state, and the longer one remains there, the harder it becomes to shift out. The divide is becoming more pronounced. The people who are embracing the changes, letting go of old wounds, and stepping into higher consciousness are discovering new paths opening for them. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. Intuition sharpens, and life begins to make sense in a way it never has before. Meanwhile, those who resist are feeling increasingly disoriented, as though they no longer recognize the world around them. Some are even waking up with the eerie sensation that something is off, not in a dramatic or obvious way, but in subtle, unmistakable ways. They look at their surroundings and feel like they've landed in a slightly different version of their own lives. Conversations feel out of sync. People behave a bit differently. Memories don't quite match what others recall. It's not confusion, it's the experience of consciousness shifting into a different timeline. It's the soul recognizing that something fundamental has changed. According to the Pleiadians, this is the result of a forced jump in timelines. Some have transitioned into a timeline that mirrors their rising frequency, while others are still stuck in a denser, more resistant version of reality. The choice wasn't made with words, but through vibration, through the energy of our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. What's even more concerning is that this shift wasn't supposed to happen this way. Earth's evolution, as the Pleiadians explain, was meant to unfold gradually. Humanity was to awaken over time, allowing for a gentle transition between frequencies. But now, something or someone is pushing this process forward far faster than it was ever meant to go. There is a hidden force accelerating the shift unnaturally. This interference is not in harmony with the original timeline of Earth's awakening. It's as if something is trying to force humanity to choose a direction before it's ready, collapsing the space that once existed for contemplation and slow transformation. This force, whatever it is, isn't simply observing. It's altering the path, speeding up the separation between timelines, and leaving less and less room for indecision. The split is happening now. It's no longer something in the future. It's already underway. And every moment, each thought, every act of intention is shaping which reality a person will settle into. The Pleiadians make one thing very clear. This is not about judgment, nor is it a punishment. It's a natural consequence of energetic alignment. Those vibrating at higher frequencies will naturally drift toward experiences that reflect that vibration. They'll find themselves in realities that feel more harmonious, creative, and fluid. On the other hand, those who remain in fear, resentment, or resistance will find themselves in environments that reflect that inner dissonance. More stagnant, more chaotic, and increasingly disconnected. As the divergence deepens, the contrast between realities will grow starker. People who once shared the same vision, values, and energy may suddenly feel worlds apart. Some will feel an inner call to leave behind old jobs, relationships, or even physical locations. Others may stubbornly cling to what they've always known, even as it begins to unravel before their eyes. This process, though intense and at times disorienting, is not something that can be stopped. It's a cosmic unfolding, a transformation that's been written into the stars for eons. But the pace at which it's happening, the abruptness of it, is being manipulated. And that's why it feels so intense right now. The old world is dissolving. The new one is rising. And each soul must choose, through their energy, not their words, where they want to be. The truth is, we're standing at a crossroads where two versions of Earth are being born from the same soil. One leads to expansion, connection, and evolution. The other spirals into repetition, confusion, and decay. The Pleiadians urge us to listen not with our ears, but with our hearts. The choice is not about right or wrong. It's about resonance, about truth, about where we feel most alive, most whole, most free. It feels like something has reached into the very fabric of our reality and shaken it loose. That's why so many are feeling completely caught off guard. There wasn't any kind of gradual shift. No gentle build-up to allow people time to adjust. Instead, everything seems to be happening all at once, cascading like a storm, and it's throwing the world into a deep state of disarray. Naturally, the question arises, who or what is behind this sudden interference? The structures that once upheld our reality are collapsing faster than anyone could have anticipated. Governments are struggling to maintain a sense of control. Financial systems are teetering on the edge, and the shared global stories that used to shape our understanding of the world are beginning to break apart. Secrets once carefully hidden behind closed doors are now being exposed in broad daylight. The illusion is cracking, and those who are really paying attention can feel that something deep within the system is being unraveled, not by chance, but with intention. The pace and nature of this breakdown suggests that it's not just the result of human evolution moving forward. There's something else, something unseen, pushing it along. Whether it's an external cosmic force or a manipulation from within the system itself, it's clear that the unraveling is not entirely natural. The Pleiadians have spoken of this. They suggest that what's unfolding isn't just the organic consequence of awakening, but rather the result of deliberate interference. As this transformation gains momentum, there's an increase in artificial distortions of consciousness. The media is amplifying extremes. Technology is becoming a trap, pulling people into endless loops of distraction. Crisis after crisis emerges, one barely over before the next begins, leaving no breathing room, no time for stillness or reflection. This isn't random. It's part of a calculated effort to keep humanity locked into fear, confusion, and external fixation, anything that keeps the gaze from turning inward. Moments of calm are consistently interrupted. The chance to find clarity is being drowned in noise. And the more someone becomes entangled in this whirlwind of distraction, the harder it is to see the truth beneath it all. The Pleiadians emphasize that this is one of the biggest challenges of our current timeline. In order to truly understand what's happening, we must first step out of the artificial chaos. Only then can we begin to perceive the real shift. What's becoming more apparent is that a kind of false reality is being projected over everything we once knew. It's as though two versions of the world are overlapping. One is heavy with fear, division, and instability, but beneath that lies another, a quieter, deeper reality that can only be felt by those who are beginning to awaken. In this deeper layer, something profoundly transformative is taking place. The illusion, however, is stubborn. It's kept alive by the structures of society, by digital programming, and by the relentless stories we're told every day. But even in the midst of that illusion, there are moments when the veil thins. You might feel an inexplicable synchronicity, receive a sudden insight, or get the sense that you're perceiving something others can't quite see. These are glimpses of the truth that's trying to rise to the surface, fragments of the real shift that's being hidden from mainstream awareness. The Pleiadians suggest that those who remain trapped in the artificial version of reality may never realize they've been deceived. It's only those who begin to step away from the programmed world who can start to uncover what's truly going on. That's why learning to detach is so important. Breaking free from the illusion begins with awareness, but awareness alone isn't enough. It has to lead to conscious choice and intentional action. It means choosing not to buy into the false stories, resisting the gravity of fear, and learning to tune in to the deeper energetic current moving beneath the noise. For those who manage to do this, something incredible begins to unfold. They start to see what others cannot. They feel the shift happening in their bodies, in their hearts, and they move in sync with it. These individuals begin to align with a higher timeline, one that is being deliberately concealed from mass awareness. The Pleiadians have been clear in their warning. We are at a pivotal moment. There are forces that want to keep people blind, to ensure they don't see what's truly happening. But those who manage to see through the deception hold the power to step into real transformation. This is the final threshold, the moment of choice, the invitation to play your role in the great collective leap. The decision point is no longer far off in the future. It's here, right now. And according to the Pleiadians, the window to choose your timeline is quickly closing. Once it does, the paths will diverge in ways that cannot be undone. This isn't just poetic language. It's not some distant metaphor. It's a very real energetic event unfolding in the now. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every action you take is shaping your path. This shift is not something being done to you. It's happening through you. The chaos on the outside is only a reflection of a deeper struggle within. Waiting for things to go back to the way they were is no longer an option. That world is fading, and what will remain depends entirely on where each person chooses to place their energy and intention. Your inner world, your emotional clarity and mental state, are not just personal concerns. They are the very tools that determine which reality you align with. Fear, doubt, and clinging to the past will only bind you to a dissolving version of reality. But stepping into truth, presence, and your higher awareness will open the path to something entirely new, something real, something meant to emerge once the illusions fall away. When the structures around you begin to collapse, it's not just the external world that's shifting. It's your opportunity to choose which reality you want to live in. If you hold on tightly to what's falling apart, resisting the changes that are unfolding, you'll find yourself anchored in a denser, more fragmented version of reality. The harder you resist, the more trapped you become in that lower timeline. People who cling to what's familiar, refusing to accept that the world is changing, will start to feel things becoming more unstable around them. But for those who are willing to surrender, to let go of the need for control, to embrace the unknown, and to trust their inner guidance, the path forward begins to open up with much more ease. These souls naturally find themselves shifting into a higher, lighter, more expansive reality. This isn't about avoiding discomfort or pretending everything is fine. It's about allowing the transformation to unfold without pushing against it. According to the Pleiadians, emotional mastery is what makes all the difference right now. The frequency you carry within you, your inner emotional and energetic state, is the only thing that determines which version of reality you align with. It's not your circumstances or what's happening out there in the world. The shift is responding directly to what you hold inside. Reality has become like a mirror. It reflects back to you what you're projecting into it. If you're constantly expecting collapse and chaos, you'll find yourself living in a world that's unraveling. But if you sense something deeper emerging, something more beautiful rising beneath the surface, your experience will begin to match that belief. That higher reality begins to show up in your life. No outside force is going to make this decision for you. There won't be some grand event or absolute proof that tells you which way to go. No one is coming to rescue you or confirm what's real. The only true compass is what you feel deep within your own being. Those who trust that inner knowing, who listen to their intuition without needing validation or explanation, will move through this shift with a sense of clarity. But those who ignore their inner signals, who need everything to make logical sense before they can act, will stay stuck in confusion and uncertainty. The Pleiadians have been very clear. The timelines are no longer running side by side. They are now separating. This is the moment of divergence, and the choice is completely up to you. But it has to be made consciously. You can't sit back and hope it'll sort itself out. Even indecision is a decision. It's a choice to remain aligned with the denser, older version of reality simply by default. This transition wasn't supposed to unfold quite like this. The speed, the sudden intensity, the distortions, it wasn't all part of the original plan. But this is where we are now. The universe is recalibrating, and humanity is being asked to make decisions faster than anyone anticipated. There's no more neutral space to wait and see what happens. The collective shift is already happening. The opportunity to align with a higher reality is still here, but it's moving quickly, and it won't wait forever. From here on out, everything that happens in your experience will be based on where you place your attention and what you choose to believe. The outside world may keep shifting, may even feel like it's coming apart at times, but your personal experience, your inner world, can stay steady, peaceful, and even miraculous, depending on how you respond. If you let fear take over, you'll get pulled into the storm. But if you stay grounded in presence, in trust, and in the quiet, knowing that something far greater is being born through all of this, then you'll find yourself stepping into a timeline more beautiful and expansive than anything you've ever imagined. This is a defining moment for humanity. The choice you make now is going to shape not only your personal path, but the collective journey ahead. We are standing on the edge of a brand new era, and your heart already knows which direction leads you home.